Surya Saha, and welcome to the Insurtech Story podcast, the platform to spread knowledge on insurance innovation, digital disruption, and entrepreneurship. Our website, insurtechstory.com, and we are available on Spotify, Apple, Google, and Amazon Music. Today, we will discuss on the topic the psychology of insurance, misunderstood policies, and customer impact. And for now, I'm delighted to welcome our guest, Deepak Bhuvaneshwari Uniyal, who is the co founder and CEO of Insurance Samadhan. Deepak is an outstanding sales professional, and his success in sales is backed by his focus on an ethical approach, need based selling, prompt service, and strong grievance resolution. Deepak has 23 years of corporate and entrepreneurial experience, and his organization, Insurance Samadhan, is primarily a tech based platform for resolving insurance complaints and claims touching millions and billions of middle class families in India. Most importantly, Deepak and his team was a successful participant in India Shark Tank program in the year 2022. So Deepak, a warm welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Surya. Good to meet you.
Glad to have you, and of course, a great success of Insurance Samadhan. Wish you guys of
Thanks a
all the
lot.
best in the future.
Thank you.
Moving on to our discussion points for the day, misunderstood understood policies, and how middle class insurance policy holders faces problem on buying, or rather in the claims phase of the insurance cycle. It's kind of a big problem in the country, and especially when you see the penetration is somewhat very low, perhaps in the single digit. How do with these things in mind, these policies are a major problem in the industry, right? So how do you see this shaping both for the insurers and the policyholder?
So very valid point, Surya. See, let me share. It's a fact that insurance is a very boring product
Right.
and even more complicated in nature. Hence, what happens is that people who are buying,
Hmm.
obviously, it is must to have for every human being who's contributing financially to their family.
Right.
Insurance is must. But since it's so complicated, when they want to buy or they somebody is selling them, most of people don't understand the nitty-gritties and the terms and conditions. On the other side, a person who's selling also do not most of them do not understand the complete details of the product. The reason again is very simple. It's a very complicated product, and almost 60% people who join the industry, they leave the companies within first year. And we all understand insurance is a long term product, a complicated product, a boring product, and the person coming selling to you and leaving the industry within first year. And then the customer has no idea where to go and how to handle their queries and claims. So there's a cascading effect. One is mis-selling, and the other one is claim rejection.
Right.
Though on the other side, regulator, insurance companies are constantly making this effort that products should become simpler. They constantly make an effort to educate the customer, but it's a very vicious cycle, and that's the reason very not very easy to fix. It will take a lot of time. And also, let me share with you, Surya, that this is not India specific problem. This is a global problem. Even today, if you see in Western world, it is same story. People don't understand. A lot of people who sell don't understand, and hence there's a communication gap which leads to claim rejections and mis-selling.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As Insurance Samadhan, I'm very fond of the name that you have chosen for your organization. It directly hits the point. It sends the
Yes.
message to the market that what you guys are doing, and it's a big problem in the country, especially in the middle class families and the section, right? And as you said, it's very hard, first of all, for a layman to understand the policy, what the underwriters are actually mentioning, and it goes beyond on how we interpret that. So it's a huge problem that you guys are solving. So
Thank you.
continuing to what we discussed, How common is it for insurance policies to be misunderstood by customers? And what are some of the most frequent areas of confusion or misinterpretation you see?
Surya, before I go to this part, I would like to mention this. This again is not a problem of middle class only.
Right,
You may come from any walk of life.
right.
Mis-selling happens with everyone. Claim
True.
rejection can happen to anyone. In fact, if I look at our own data, we've solved more than 15,000 grievances in last 4.5 years. We've solved complaints of a CXO of a company, a director of a PSU, a judge,
Hmm.
or anyone, from a farmer to a professional to a CXO. You may be coming from any walk of life. We've solved that problem for everyone. So this is the problem which is common to all walks of life. That's
Right.
part one. Second, see, to fix this problem, the very simple step one needs to take is while you're buying the product.
Hmm.
That's the most critical part, because everything revolves around the information which customer has given. Now, if you really see, the problem is very complex, but the solution is very simple. If you are buying a policy, what you have to be very sure about is the information which you are giving. Now, you're giving your personal information, which nobody better than you would know, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the most important part comes. Since this is very important, let me elaborate a little bit. The proposal form which is being filled, maybe you're filling, which doesn't happen normally, or the seller is filling, you have to make sure that that proposal form is filled very correctly. That is divided in various parameters. One of the parameter is your existing health condition. Let's say, like for example, me, I have a high BP. So it's very important for me to mention that I have a high BP, to make sure that my tomorrow, God forbid, there's a claim which is which has to come, is taken care easily and comes hassle free. So any pre-existing health condition, please make sure that you mention. It can be high BP, it can be diabetes, or anything else. Maybe you underwent a surgery in last few years. That's to be mentioned. That's one important parameter. Most of the claims are rejected, saying that you had this precondition and you never disclose, which leads
Hmm.
to a breach of contract, and hence you don't get the claim.
Right.
Second part is your lifestyle, your drinking and smoking. If you drink occasionally, also if you're a smoker, you have to make sure that you mention that habit, or any such kind of a habit you need to mention. For example, you also should mention. Like, let me give you again my example. I'm a hardcore rider. I used to ride very frequently, and would be in adventurous sports. I need to mention that. So these are the points which are very important. Then comes financials. You have to make sure, if you're taking a insurance policy, your financials are disclosed correctly. We get many claims, Surya, wherein the claims are rejected, saying that the cover is more than what was required. For example, I earn, let's say, 1 lakh rupees a year, and I've taken a cover which runs into crores. When financial underwriting happens, this cover would not be given to the person. But because the financial information is misrepresented, I would say, or the income is inflated in the form, the person gets the cover. So this is
Right.
very important for a person who's
But
buying.
I
That
have a question here. So
yeah,
if the finances are misinterpreted while the policyholder is filling up the form during the initial phase of taking the policy, but henceforth once he or she takes the policy, they are liable to pay the premiums to continue with the policy, right? So invariably,
yes.
that person is paying their premiums irrespective of what's the income level is. So the insurance company is getting their premium, which is due annually or monthly. So if other parameters fits in well, that for XYZ occasions or reasons, this particular amount will be get paid to the policyholder. So if other parameters matches well, is there any I mean, how does the income level actually creates that confusion?
Exactly. So, as I said, all these parameters, Surya, simultaneously are very important. See,
Right.
every insurance policy, specifically life insurance policy, undergoes two kind of underwriting. One is medical underwriting. Second one is financial underwriting. So,
Right.
initially, what I shared with you was about medical underwriting.
Medical.
This
Acha.
parameter comes under financial underwriting. And
Okay.
this also has a second part to it. So I was just completing the first one that you should mention your income correctly and
Okay.
furnish the documents if required. Second part is to this parameter that if you have any other insurance policies with other insurance companies, you should also mention that. So we also get a lot of claims which are rejected,
Mhm.
wherein the life to be insured or life insured did not share the information that they also have policies from other companies,
Mhm.
because then overall financial underwriting is done. And
Okay.
and to be
Okay.
very honest, seldom somebody even knows, Surya, that you're supposed to inform or put this information in your policy form, and hence that's why I said a lot of sellers don't even know the complete information. So that's about financial underwriting. Then
Mhm.
comes your occupation, which again is related to your financial underwriting. Your occupation, if you're involved in any hazardous occupation, like you're in mining, you're in chemical factory. For example, you're working with the armed forces and deployed in a disturbed area. Let's take an example of maybe Kashmir for that matter. May not be right example right now, but if you are deployed in Kashmir and at the borderline, you need to mention that. That's an important parameter. And last, which is not most important, but still a hygiene factor, make sure you check your contact information, that your address and your email ID is mentioned correctly, so that company can communicate with you on regular basis.
I mean, it's
These are the ways you can avoid any future claim rejections.
right. It's such an important information that we, I mean, almost all the time miss. Not just to understand, even to take that extra effort to read it, what's mentioned in the policy, because anyways underwriters gives a huge amount of content and data which comes along with the policy document, so it is not technically possible for a layman to read it, but it's so important for us to actually understand how it goes, and you guys are doing such a wonderful job in actually filling this gap.
And let me just interrupt here, Surya. Sorry. So what happens is most of people, like you said, are not able to, understand this and
Yeah.
give this information correctly. So hence, what we have done is till now for last 4.5 years, we were resolving grievances,
Right.
which was the last leg of the insurance journey, which never existed.
Hmm.
Now we thought it's an event-based situation wherein
Yeah.
mis-selling happens or claim rejection happens, then the customer comes to us. We thought let's proactively reach out to every single policyholder and
Hmm.
tell them, why don't you upload your policy in our app,
Right.
and then within the next few minutes our app proactively will tell you whether there are any errors in your policy,
Hmm.
and once it finds the error, it will also help you in fixing that error. And hence this feature has been launched, it's been 2 months, and you'll be
Right.
surprised to know whatever policies come to us, almost 88% policies have some or the
Hmm.
other errors.
Okay, so primarily what you guys are trying to do is to provide some sort of a success rate to the customers.
We are just reading your policy through our app's intelligence
Right.
and finding those errors which are based on medical underwriting and financial underwriting, and telling you upfront that this is the error which may lead to your claim rejection or claim delay.
Right.
Let's fix this error.
Right. Right. So can you tell us the name of the application for, the ease of our listeners?
Yes, thanks. It's called Polyfix. It's a combination of two words. One is policy,
Right.
and second fix. So we are saying any issue you have in your policy, will fix it. So it is
Right.
POLIFYX. Fixes
Okay.
FYX,
FYX
and it's
Polyfix.
available.
Okay.
Yes,
And it's available both on
it's
iOS and
available on
Android.
Android. Yes, both,
Okay.
both.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Amazing. Great. So, Deepak, moving on to the third discussion points for the day. In a situation where a policy is misunderstood or incorrectly sold, what should the policyholder or the insurer do? Or, in other words, what steps can insurers and customers take to make their journey more fruitful?
The process is very simple. Regulator has laid down a very clear process.
Right.
First step is you reach out to the insurance company.
Mhm.
If you don't get the solution, then regulator has a platform called IGMS, which is Integrated Grievance Management System. Nowadays, it is called Bima Bharosa. You
Okay.
go to that platform, register your complaint,
Mhm.
and if you think that resolution hasn't come by, then there's ombudsman. They are appointed all over country. There are 19 ombudsmen. You can reach out to ombudsman. Share your grievances with them. If you don't get solution there, then you can also go to consumer court. Having said that, these are complex processes. Obviously, regular person would not understand. So if you don't get solution, then insurance samadhan is always there to assist you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And fantastic journey, and of course, fantastic journey ahead as well. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to touch many more lives because we are talking about recovering money for people who has hard earned it, and of course, the communication and the misperception that has been generated through all these decades that between insurers and policyholders. I think in India especially this thought, the mindset about insurance must change, that what the product is. Of course, insurers are to be responsible for, to an extent, to which how they communicate to the consumers, but people like your organization and others are doing a very big job in again solving this issue and filling up this gap.
Thanks, Surya. In fact, you just spent few minutes on our website. In fact, I would suggest this to everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Insurance Samadan. If you see the testimonials of customer, believe me, you'll get goosebumps hearing some stories how they were missold, what happened to their families after the claim got rejected, and then they reached out to Insurance Samadhan,
Mhm.
and we could assist them. And that smile, that satisfaction on their face is the biggest fuel of motivation for the entire Insurance Samadhan's team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, kudos to you guys. Fantastic.
Thanks.
Well, thank you very much, Deepak. Fantastic discussion, and thank you for sharing your thoughts today. A true delight to have you as our guest.
Thanks a lot, Surya. It was pleasure talking to you.
And last, to wrap this up, thank you for listening and see you at our next episode. Take care and stay safe. Goodbye for now.